I'm Alex Lloyd, and welcome to the Spiritual Laws of Nature. We started this project several months ago, and I believe we've had somewhere around 8 or 10 spiritual laws that we've talked about so far. I wanted you to know the spiritual laws, on average, 6 to 15 will kind of be the whole enchilada, the whole truth, the whole solution for any one person. But those will be a different 6 to 15 for one person than another. But there are a number of the spiritual laws that almost everyone needs that one. It applies to virtually everyone. And I'm trying to give you a lot of those here at the first because I'm hoping you're not just watching this, but you're applying to your life. So after we've done 8, 10, 12, 15 of these laws that any one of them can be life-changing, in my experience with my clients, and you've applied them to your life or you're working on that, your life can change quickly for the better. So I just wanted you to know that. I'm trying to give you a lot of the best ones, the ones that are most applicable here up front. And today, that is certainly true. We're talking about instant versus delayed gratification, okay? And it is absolutely one of the biggest secrets that we've known about for 100 years, if that makes any sense, to a successful, happy, healthy life that there is on planet Earth, okay? And in the early studies of instant gratification, it would be as simple as having a group of children that is in the research plan. You have a control group and then a group that actually gets the treatment. Well, early instant gratification tests were as simple as you can have one piece of candy now or 2 pieces of candy later, okay? And then there have been all kinds of different ones, testing almost anything you can imagine that would fall into that instant gratification versus delayed gratification paradigm, but virtually every one of them have shown that instant versus delayed gratification can be the single biggest, most important factor in your life as far as your overall life experience over your whole life. And let me get more specific on that. But it's pretty much anything you can name. People who delay gratification rather than have consistent instant gratification, the people who delay gratification get sick less often, their sicknesses are less severe, they recover faster, they live longer, they rate their life as happier, they have more friends, they tend to make more money, they tend to have relationships that last over time rather than a number of broken relationships. They tend to have lower blood pressure, lower pulse rate. You almost pick it out of a hat, name it. It doesn't matter what you say. Delayed gratification on that issue works better than instant. Okay. Now, there is an old saying that you might think is kind of in conflict with that, and that is a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, all right? And that on the surface, you could construe that as being for instant gratification, that instant gratification is better, all right? I actually think it's the opposite of that, okay? Because what this expression is typically taken to mean as a word of wisdom is don't gamble on the wrong thing. Don't bet on the wrong thing. Okay? Be wise, be sensitive, be conservative, and if you have a sure thing now over something that's a big gamble later, take the sure thing now, okay? And I really think it's talking about living your life in balance versus living your life out of balance, which so many people do these days, okay? So I don't think it's in conflict. But anyway, whether it's in conflict or not, as a wise old saying, the truth based on the research is absolutely conclusive, 100%, and undenied, unargued, okay? Delaying gratification is one of the things that will lead you to your absolutely best life. And it often has a lot more to do with that than other things do. Okay? People who delayed gratification made better test scores. They made better grades in school. They had less traffic tickets. Fewer colds. You name it. They got more promotions. If they were in the hospital, they would be in the hospital for less days. They would require less medication. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay? So, the principle today is you need to learn in your life to delay gratification, especially on the things that are most important to you. And to me, what delayed gratification means is almost the opposite of this wise saying. It's that the unwise, impulsive, I've got to have it right now mentality, okay, that's what will get you in trouble. Being able to say, you know what, I will wait for the best version of that. I will wait for the best outcome possible for me and my family, okay? Because waiting is hard, as we all know, okay? So anyway, the studies basically name it anything in your life that you care about, instant versus delayed gratification with that issue can make the critical difference, okay? Now, choosing instant gratification is not going to make the positive difference, and it might make the negative difference, okay? So, this week, I'd like you to pray about that, think about that, and say, okay, what have I typically done in my life? Have I been an instant gratification person or a delayed gratification person? And there may be some of both. Maybe sort of try to get a -10 to +10 on that. If you want to take my test, it'll give you a -10 to +10 on your entire unconscious mind, and that's going to be pretty close, I guarantee you, to where that instant versus delayed gratification number would be as well. So that might give you a good sense of it. But there's several things I wanted to point out about instant versus delayed gratification. Number one is you virtually never get the absolute best. Okay? Usually when you're choosing instant versus delayed gratification, when there is a choice, when there is both there, okay, and your conscience or that vibe inside us tells us, you know what? This might be a good one to wait on. This might not be the best. You may be settling for